Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be sketching the floppy-eared bunny rabbit. I've chosen grey for the main colour for the bunny rabbit, and I've got a dark grey and a light grey because it's of the same colour. It's good to have a different shade, a bit darker, so you can do the fur or shading that you need to do. And I picked a black pencil coloured crayon. I've got my cloth to dust it with, and because it really helps with doing the shading, and obviously there's black bits for their eyes and stuff like that. I prefer to do coloured pencil crayons than actual crayons, for the simple reason you can actually see the lines better and the fur. So I'm doing the eyes first. And just going there and leaving a little white bit in the centre of the eye, which is the iris. I'm doing the rest in black. Same with this eye here. And the black crayon defines a lot of the lines that you need as well. So I'm just going down the lines of the inner bit of the face just to make that more defined. And the nose. I'll just make this a lot darker where the mouth bit is there. Now I'm going to start doing the grey. So just do it like in one direction, doesn't matter which, but don't like do it in all directions because that just doesn't look good. We've not done the fur yet, but I'm just going to do the base colour, which is the grey, the lighter grey, and just do it all in one direction until you've coloured it all in completely. And then we'll define some more bits. I mean, I've already defined the eyes and the nose and stuff, but we'll do the rest in a bit and the shading. So I just wanted to colour all this in grey. It's going to be the grey bunny. You can choose whichever colour you want. You know, you can do brown, you can have a black bunny, you know, whichever colour you want. This is the bit that takes a bit longer, colouring it all in with one colour like this before you actually do all the darker shadings and stuff like that. Just do it all in one direction. Some places where I pressed on a bit harder with the pencil and it's a bit darker, but that's okay. That's okay. If we don't want the shade in there a bit darker, we can erase it out, or we can make it a bit darker even if we want to make it more shadow, put more shadows there and make it stand out a bit more. It's just nothing to worry about. You see the colour trying to take shape with the grey. Some people prefer not to colour, you know, just to do a sketch and not to colour in, and that's fine. You can leave it as it is, or you can colour it in. Now, I always like to, when I'm doing the outline, I always like to do that in black or a darker colour so it stands out more. Everybody's different. Everybody's different what they want to do, but you'll see what I mean when I've finished it, where it stands out a bit more. Okay, so we've got the darker grey. We're going to leave that to the last minute because I want to do all the edges and all the darker bits first. So we're going round with the foot here, the bunny rabbit's foot. And I'm just defining that around here. And then here, just a little bit down like it's the fur. We're doing little strokes like that, just like it's the fur instead of a solid line, just like a little bit of a rough line there. And the same here. So you can see it, I feel that it makes it stand out more when you do it a bit darker like that. And the same around the face here. And the ears. And then we've got the darker bit here on the underside of the floppy ear, which I'm going to do that in darker. Just colour it in black there. I feel we'll need that to stand out a little bit. Now I'm just doing a bit darker on the nose here because I feel that needs to be defined a bit where the nose is now. And then down here onto the little front paws. And then just a little bit of a bit there. To define that bit a little bit more. And then the rest of the ear the other side. Just make that a bit bigger that side, line bit, so that stands out a bit more. I'm going to get the darker pencil, and we're just going to do like a little bit of direction for the fur. Only a slight bit. It doesn't need to, you don't need to go mad. You can just see that it's around the face. We're going to go the direction of the face. Not too defined, just very gentle. As you can see, I'm just doing with the darker pencil, just the fur, slight direction, just to make it a bit more defined. And then I'm just going to do some shading to help it stand out a bit along the back. If you go over a little bit, that's fine. You can just rub it out. You can define it even more with the shading and with the black. Darker there, shading on the face and around the nose, a bit darker. just so that stands out more than the rest. Darker where the paws are there, shading on that side, and just lightly, so going from the darker, lightly blending it in with the direction of the fur till it gets to that bit. And then a technique that I like to use is when you're meeting the dark and the sort of light, I like to just erase it just very gently all round so it looks more natural, so you can't see the lines so easily joining into each other and coming from all the directions. So I'm just going to go over very lightly over the whole thing, very lightly to make it all smooth around, very lightly, don't press on too hard. And there we have it. And when it just goes above that, just erase that out, the darker bits, and it just gives it that little more natural look. Just go over it really gentle like that. And I'm just going to make that a little bit darker there. And then another technique that I sometimes do with the eyes, and use a bit of wipe out or a bit of paint on a brush and just make the white bit a bit more darker. Or I'll do it with paint if I haven't got any of that out. Just make that white iris a little bit more defined like that, and it stands out a lot more. There's much left. It just gives it that iris, just the I'm just gonna go round and just, I find that just doing that and damping the end of the pencil a bit makes that iris and defines that a bit more. And there we have it. And there is our floppy-eared bunny rabbit sketched in. And hope you enjoyed it. And catch me later when I'll be doing more things, more fun things. Hope you enjoyed that. Nice to meet you all again. Please follow, subscribe if you want to watch any more, and thank you for being with me. Have a great rest of the day.